Pain became my teacher, showing me the fierce edges of my own heart. The hospital room held my body, but my soul roamed free and wild. Even in darkness, my heart learned how to find the rhythm of hope. My illness wasn't a curse, it was a portal to deeper understanding. I became a vessel for healing, fragile, fierce, and fully alive. The night whispered secrets about strength hidden beneath my trembling skin. I'm learning how to love the parts of me that illness revealed. In sickness, I met my shadow and embraced it as part of my light. The ache in my bones echoed the ancient song of survival and grace. Hospital windows framed my brokenness, but also my will to keep rising. I was forced to pause, and in that pause, my soul took flight. Illness peeled away my defenses until only raw truth remained beautiful and real. The pain was deep, but so was the ocean of love beneath it. I found sacred space in the chaos of sickness and silence. My body weakened, but my spirit's flame burned brighter than ever. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. The hospital was a silent witness to my battle and my beautiful scars. Every heartbeat was a prayer, every breath a promise to keep fighting. I learned to surrender without losing the fire that keeps me alive. Illness carved out space for the soul to grow in unexpected ways. My tears baptized the broken parts of me into fierce new life. I felt lost, but the light within never truly dimmed. The ache taught me that healing is the language of love and patience. Even in despair, my soul danced with the hope of tomorrow's dawn. I carried silence like a shield until my heart learned to speak again. The cold hospital nights were tempered by the warmth of unseen prayers. My body was a battlefield, my soul the unyielding victor. I found grace in surrendering to pain instead of fighting it alone. Illness is a thief, but it can't steal the fire inside a warrior's heart. The quiet moments between pain whispered truths my heart was ready to hear. My spirit was tested, tempered, and transformed in the fires of illness. Every scar is a chapter in the story of my fierce survival. I learned that healing begins where the heart refuses to give up. In brokenness, I found a beauty more profound than perfection ever promised. My soul whispered through the ache, promising rebirth from every fracture. The hospital walls held my pain, but also cradled my growing strength. Every heartbeat in that hospital bed was a rebellion against surrender. The pain carved out a space where my soul could finally breathe. I met my deepest fears and found the courage to face them alone. In the hospital's stillness, I discovered the thunder roaring inside my spirit. My body was fragile, but my will to heal was unbreakable. The ache became a teacher, whispering lessons no words could ever say. I learned to find beauty in brokenness, light in the darkest nights. Healing felt like a prayer whispered between pain and hope. The silence around me held the loudest truths my heart needed to hear. My scars are the maps that lead me back to my true self. In the coldest moments, I found the warmest strength inside me. Illness stripped away my mask, revealing the raw beauty of my soul. I fought battles unseen and won victories no one could measure. The hospital taught me that even in weakness, there is fierce power. Every breath I took was a silent promise to keep fighting. The ache was a shadow, but love was the light that chased it away. Pain was a dark river I crossed to find the ocean of peace. I learned that healing is less about fixing and more about accepting. The hospital walls held my body, but not the fire burning inside. Each tear I cried watered the seeds of my rebirth. In sickness, I found a strength I never knew I had. My soul danced with hope, even when my body could barely move. The silence taught me how loud my heart truly is. I embraced the pain as a sacred path to deeper love. Healing is a messy miracle, written in tears and triumph. The hospital was a crucible where my spirit was forged anew. I am not defined by my illness, but by my unyielding courage. The ache was a fierce reminder that I am still alive, still fighting. Every scar holds a story of survival and sacred grace. In the darkest hours, my soul whispered promises of dawn. My dear, the hospital walls heard my silent prayers louder than any voice ever could. In the quiet of sterile halls, I learned pain speaks louder than words ever will. Healing began when I stopped fighting alone and let my soul breathe through the ache. Every heartbeat in that cold room whispered, survival is a sacred, fragile gift. The loneliness of hospital nights taught me how deeply my spirit craves connection. Illness stripped my pride, but it revealed the raw truth of my own strength. Between the machine's hum, I found a strange kind of peace within my chaos. My body broke, but my soul whispered promises of rebirth and endless light. The fear in my veins was a shadow. Love became the healing flame inside me. I discovered angels don't always have wings. Sometimes they wear nurses' uniforms. Hospital walls don't just contain sickness, they hold stories of courage no one sees. When your body is weak, your spirit's roar grows louder, echoing through the pain. Every drip of medicine carried the weight of hope disguised in sterile silence. The stillness forced me to hear the loudest voice, my own trembling heart. Bruised and broken, I realized healing is less about the body and more the soul. The tears I hid in hospital beds became prayers that shaped my silent strength. Illness is a thief, but it taught me how to steal back my own light. The ache reminded me life's fragility demands a fierceness I never knew I had. In the darkest hospital nights, my soul learned to dance with shadows and hope. Recovery is not linear, it's a messy symphony of pain, faith, and quiet miracles. Every scar in that hospital bed became a constellation guiding me back to myself. In the silence of illness, my soul's voice grew clearer than ever before. I learned how fragile flesh can hold an unbreakable spirit beneath its surface. Healing felt like surrender, but it was the fiercest battle I've ever fought. The hospital never judged my brokenness. It held me gently in its cold arms. My body whispered secrets I ignored until pain demanded I finally listen. Each breath I fought for became a prayer typed in the language of hope. I watched my shadow shrink in sterile light, but my courage grew tenfold. Illness peeled layers of illusion until only raw truth remained, beautiful and terrifying. The machines monitored my heart, but my soul was what truly needed saving. Days blurred like a watercolor, bleeding pain and hope into a masterpiece of survival. Behind every tear was a silent promise I whispered only to the stars. My hospital bed became a throne where I learned the strength in vulnerability. In sickness, I met myself, the parts I feared, the parts I loved deeply. The ache in my body cracked open a reservoir of fierce love inside me. Every night, when darkness fell, I clung to the light I had almost lost. I lost control of my body, but found the reins of my own spirit. The sterile scent of healing masks, the raw scent of courage and rebirth. Broken bones taught me how to rebuild my soul from fragments of light. I am more than pain. I am the miracle that refused to surrender. The hospital bed was my altar. My prayers were woven with tears and strength. Pain was the shadow, but hope was the flame that refused to be extinguished. The stillness in illness taught me to listen deeply to my own heartbeat. My scars tell stories that silence could never fully capture or explain. The ache in my veins was a dark river, but faith built my bridge across. Every night, I counted stars through hospital windows, finding light in unexpected places. Illness stripped away my mask, revealing the fierce beauty beneath my fragile skin. Even broken, my soul shone like a lighthouse for the lost parts of me. The hospital was a classroom. Pain was the teacher, healing the reluctant lesson. The quiet moments between pain were where I discovered my unshakable faith. I wasn't just surviving, I was awakening in the most profound way imaginable. The cold of the hospital room could not freeze the fire burning within me. The weight of sickness taught me how to carry hope with trembling hands. Between IV drips, I found the courage to dream again with open eyes. The silence screamed louder than pain, revealing truths I never dared admit. My hospital nights were spent wrestling demons and embracing angels unseen. Healing isn't linear. It's the dance between despair's darkness and hope's light. I wore my pain like armor until love melted it into fragile grace. The ache in my soul was louder than the machines beeping beside me. My body faltered, but my spirit soared higher than ever before. In the hospital's cold embrace, I found the warmth of a warrior's heart. Every moment of suffering was a note in the symphony of my rebirth. The cracks in my body allowed the light of healing to flood in. I survived the storm inside me by anchoring to the calm within.